Hello and welcome back to Tidbit of Torah. Last night I just returned from the closing retreat of a special fellowship that I've had the opportunity to be a part of for these last 18 months, the Rukin Rabbinic Fellowship through 18 Doors to support interfaith families in our communities. And in this closing retreat, I had the opportunity to learn from Dr. Betsy Stone, a teacher, therapist, and facilitator, who did a session with our cohort about rules, all the unwritten rules in life, like when you walk on a subway, how you're supposed to go to the back and not the front, how you don't touch people unless it's necessary, or in our family systems, like don't leave dirty dishes in the sink, or in our work lives, how much we should share about our lives, how long we linger in the kitchen and talk to people, the ways in which these systems operate and are stay holy and are maintained through a number of rules. The kind of rules that we read about in Leviticus chapter 19 that has a whole list of rules, a litany of revere your parents, separate seeds, economic rules, social rules, moral rules, and this most central rule, which is v'ahavta l'reacha kamocha, to love your neighbor as yourself. Why is this rule so important? So important that the sage Hillel once said to someone that this rule, or actually the inverse of this rule, which he said, which is that which is hateful to you, don't do to other people. Why is this so paramount? Well, I think because it is the boundary breaking rule that allows us to put all the other rules in context. Dr. Betsy Stone in her session taught us that we naturally test rules, whether it's my 3-year-old who doesn't want to put her dish away when I ask her, or the person that shows up 15 minutes late to a work meeting when we ask them to be there at 10, or the person that is testing the rules otherwise in our lives. It's not because they don't love us. It's not because they don't respect our rules, but because that is a part of life, is the setting of rules and breaking of rules. And part of the reason why I think love your neighbor as yourself, just like love the stranger, is such an important rule, is that by nature, it is a rule that causes us to transcend other rules or boundaries in our lives, to see that ultimately we may have all these other rules, but if we don't act with a core ethic of love, then those rules are pointless, because it is ultimately the sense of love and kindness that transcends the individual rules in our lives and allows us to be in deep and lasting relationships with our kids, with our parents, with our friends, with our colleagues, and also the neighbor living next to us. A life that is totally compartmentalized is a life that is devoid of this ethic. That boundaries are absolutely crucial as our rules, as our Torah reminds us, and at the same time to be able to connect with others through a sense of love, to be able to push the rules and boundaries of separation between people, to see the stranger as ourself, to see our neighbor with a sense of love, and inversely, to also see ourselves with a sense of love. That is ultimately what this world is about. That to truly be a person of faith is to be a person that believes it is possible to find love in oneself, in other people, in the world, and in the divine. And so I want to wish you a happy loving. May your life be operated by rules that add meaning, that add structure, that add morality to this world. And may you ultimately have a rule and ethic of love. Love of your neighbor, love of your family, love of your colleagues, love of nature and the things you love to do. May that be an impetus to find God in this world, in yourself, and all over. Shabbat Shalom.